Hello everyone, it's Jeff back with another video for you. It's another contest entry video. This time it is for Rob from Black Star Vinyls. He's just started a contest celebrating 250 subs. So congratulations on that, Rob. That's awesome. Very happy for you with that. And this contest is based around 5 questions that are they're sort of random, I guess. Just talking about different things dealing with, I guess, music and opinions on music. And of course, us being in the VC, I'm sure we all have our very strong opinions about music. So it's good to get them out there. All right, I am just going to dive right in and start with the first question. First question is a cover song that is better than the original. This is a tough question, and whenever I see questions like this or people talking about cover songs being better than the original, you know, there's always a certain group of songs that always seem to come up, and while I enjoy a lot of those songs, you know, I'm thinking of people like Joe Cocker, you know, Jimi Hendrix covering Dylan, stuff like that. Those are all great songs, but something that's a little bit off the beaten track, at least for me, that I discovered while getting back into vinyl and listening to different things, is this album here by Bryan Ferry. It's called The Bride Stripped Bare. And he does a cover song, he does a cover of Take Me to the River on this album. It's originally done by Al Green. It was probably more famously covered by Talking Heads, but I'm so sick of listening to that version of the song, and I'm really not a big Talking Heads fan either, that when I heard when I heard Bryan Ferry do it, it just seemed a little more refreshing, and it helped me enjoy the song again, because I like the song. I like the Al Green original, of course. But this is actually, this cover kind of gatefolds out here, as you can see. And the inside's even more creepy. If you look at that. Eee. Jeez, Brian. But Bryan Ferry, especially in his solo career, has kind of made a nice habit out of picking good cover material and covering it well. So while he does a great cover version of Jealous Guy by John Lennon, I don't have that record, so I can't show it. So I do have this one, and Take Me to the River. It's a lot. It's a little more reminiscent of the Al Green original. It's not so herky-jerky like the Talking Heads version. It's a little smoother. And I like Bryan Ferry's voice. So that's my answer to that question. Bryan Ferry covering Al Green's Take Me to the River. Okay, the second question. A favorite inner sleeve that's not the same as the outer artwork. Now, I don't really pay that much attention to inner sleeves unless it's something really special. And there's so many records where there is no inner sleeve beyond just a plain white paper sleeve, which always goes in the garbage. But on the Police's album here, Ghost in the Machine, I thought this was pretty cool because they've got, you know, like, this is supposed to be the digital representation of the 3 band members. You know, and I kind of scammed by saying, you know, it was 666 in Vinyliser's contest. But if you look at the inner sleeve, which I will show you right now, it kind of has that old school printed circuit look to it. And on the other side, you can see the band members' faces here, as if they themselves are integrated into the circuit boards and all that stuff. And actually, this looks like a tube setup. This almost looks like the bottom of my Telefunken that Russ is working on. So For some reason, this always kind of stuck in my head. Like I said, I don't generally pay attention to inner sleeves all that much unless it's something really special. But to me, I kind of think this one's pretty special too. It's like they're the ghosts in the machine. So I thought it was pretty cool. And of course, watching Russ, whose channel is Amorphous Audio, who I will shout out yet again, and will continue to shout out. Go check out his channel, and if you want to see the inner workings of my Telefunken stereo, it looks pretty much like this inner sleeve that I just showed you. So that's my answer for the second question, your favorite inner sleeve. That's not the same as the outer artwork. Okay, third question. Name a band you hate, but they have a song that you love. Now, I could have gone with many. I could have gone several different ways with this, but in terms of an artist that I personally think is overrated, with a few exceptions, and this is the only record by him that I have, which I actually enjoy almost the entire record, but the live version of Sweet Jane, which is by Lou Reed, and this is his live album Rock and Roll Animal. This is a Dynaflex record, but don't worry, I won't take it out and wobble it for you. I like the song Sweet Jane, and I'm kind of lumping Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground kind of together into one because they're pretty inseparable as far as I'm concerned. I don't really like very much of Lou Reed stuff or the Velvet Undergrounds, but I like the live version here of Sweet Jane because it's got a very nice long guitar intro to it. And you know, before Lou comes on and starts singing, and he sings like this, it kind of does. It's like a Dylan if he was a zombie. That's kind of the way I think of Lou Reed singing. If Dylan was one of the Walking Dead, he would sound like Lou Reed, personally. And I'm not trying to be all negative and bashy here, but the question is, that's what the question is. So yeah, I'm no big fan of Lou Reed or the Velvet Underground, but on this record, I enjoy, especially the version of Sweet Jane. It's like, they don't have the time on here, but it takes up like half the first side. And for some reason I like it, don't ask me why. But it has more to do with the musicians than it does with Lou or anything that he contributes, like singing. So for me, that's what I'm going to go with for the third question. And I need to drink a sip of coffee here. Nothing like being on third shift to really keep your mind sharp. Okay, the fourth question. A band you would like to wipe off the face of musical history. Once again, there are many different ways I could go with this question. And this was almost going to be the answer to my third question, because personally, if I never heard another Aerosmith song except for Dream On, it probably wouldn't be too soon. I really don't. But I think that has more to do with overexposure over the decades that I've been listening to radio and constantly hearing Walk This Way, Back in the Saddle, Dude Looks Like a Lady. I'm so sick of Aerosmith. If they never released another record, if they never went on another tour, and they're pretty old, so they're probably near the end of their careers anyway. All respect to them, but I really have no use for Aerosmith. I was gonna say the Eagles. I could also do that with the Eagles too, but it's a coin flip, you know. I only had to pick one, so I went with Aerosmith. But the Eagles would probably fall into that category too, for me. And the fifth question: a prized possession that's not music, family, or friend related. This was actually kind of tough, but I do have something as I reach for it. I've got a lifetime subscription to this. This is the Magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction. This comes out every other month. It's bi-monthly. And it's just an anthology magazine of fantasy and science fiction stories. This is the newest issue here. This one just came out. And I won a lifetime subscription to this magazine in an auction back in 2010. And it was one of those things where I threw a bid in, not thinking for a million years that I was going to win. And it turned out I was the only bidder. So nobody else bid on it, so I won it. So every 2 months I get another one of these. And I like them. I have a giant collection of these. But what I did back around that same time period, I think it was in 09 or 10, I got a run of the magazine. I bought a 40-year run of the magazine because it originally started in 1949 and it was called the Magazine of Fantasy. This is the very first issue from the fall of 1949. And on eBay, I think it was eBay, I bought a 40-year run from this one here through December 1989. And I've read maybe a quarter of those issues. I'm up into the mid-50s now. It's kind of an on-again, off-again thing that I do. I'll pull a couple and I'll read them, and then I'll read other things. But I don't know if I'll ever get through the entire run. Probably not. But just having it, I think, is a pretty cool thing. And this is the first issue, and it's in surprisingly good shape. I mean, this is just the back. I don't know if it's necessarily worth a ton, but it's got, like, Theodore Sturgeon was in the first issue, and yeah, it's in one piece. I've got it bagged. I keep it on my bookshelf with stacks of other ones of these. So it's kind of a cool thing to have something that's going to be 75 years old soon, or 70 years old, I think. No, yeah, 70. So next year will be the anniversary for this magazine. So yeah, that's I think it's kind of a cool thing, and I just wanted to show it to you. I was going to go with comic related stuff, but like I said, all my individual books are packed away. There are many other choices I could have gone with prized possessions there too, but for this, I think this is pretty cool too, from 1949. The first issue of the Magazine of Fantasy before it became Fantasy and Science Fiction. There you go. There is my entry. I'm not going to do the bonus entry because I'm not going to do impressions of anybody, not going to really do any of that stuff. So I'm going to skip the bonus entry and just cut it off here, and hope this entry is acceptable to you, Rob. Once again, congratulations on 250 subs. I hope you get a big turnout for this contest, and good luck to everyone who is entering. So all that said, have a nice weekend. Thank you all for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and thank you all for the anniversary wishes. Sunday's my 6th anniversary with my wife, so we'll be spending the whole weekend together, starting Saturday afternoon, because I'll be coming home Saturday morning from work, but we'll be off and spending the actual anniversary day together, so that's cool. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. 2 of the 5 Record Store Day albums that I bought arrived. I'm waiting on the others to show. Hopefully by early next week they'll have gotten here. And that will most likely be the topic of my next video, because I haven't really listened to anything since my last one. So, all right. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.